Brian Toups talking about the bomb.
Alright, so I'm going to be going over the same thing that Kyle went over a couple minutes ago, so hopefully by the end of this y'all will really know the bomb calorimeter. How you say that one again? Calorimeter experiment. So first, our objectives for this experiment. We want to become familiar with the physical properties, procedures, and analysis techniques associated with the oxygen bomb every time. Calorimeter. We also want to determine the thermal capacitance of the calorimeter. We also want to determine the gross heat of combustion of the samples we'll be using for fuel. So the thermodynamic background for this, upon ignition of the bomb, heat will be transferred from the internal bomb surface to the water by heat conduction. And we want to calculate the rise in temperature in the water temperature so that we can figure out the number of heat units produced from the explosion of the bomb. So still in this thermodynamic background, going back to the first law of thermodynamics, which basically states that the internal energy of a system generated will be equal to the amount of heat given off by that process. So here we have the equations, the basic equations we'll be using. Q is the heat of combustion of the fuel. MCV is the thermal capacitance of the calorimeter, and delta T is the rising temperature of the surrounding water. As you can see on the right side is the kind of rearranged formula that we will most likely be using. The left side is where we will not know the fuel. We're going to be calculating the heat combustion of that unknown fuel. Here we have the overall apparatus. You have the igniter with the two wires coming out of it to the right, the stainless steel bomb inside the water. Then you have in your thermocouple send a signal to your laptop. This encasing is your water bucket, and then obviously inside all this is your actual water surrounding your bomb, which will be what's conducting the heat from the explosion. And then you also have this little stir motor, which is kind of circulating the water around it so you get equal distribution of that heat conduction. This is a cutaway of the bomb. So we have a lid to the bomb, which you basically open your lid, insert your fuel into this crucible, which somebody asked earlier, it's benoic acid, I want to say. That's the fuel. And then you also have some electrodes that will be what's sending a spark to your fuel for the ignition. And some ignition wiring over here. That's where the spark is being transmitted. And then you have your overall housing, and then you're locking the lid, depressurizing to the appropriate pressure for the bomb. So for this experiment, obviously as you increase fuel, assuming you have a good ratio of fuel to air, the amount of heat conducted by the surrounding water should also increase because your explosion is getting bigger. Some uncertainties in this experiment, since we'll be doing these, is the surrounding water, like Kyle said earlier, is probably the most important part. If you have a specific amount and a specific temperature, if either of those are off, your data you collect will be off. Directly related to your delta T will be different than what was actually experienced. Inaccurate fuel measurement. So if you put 1.2 grams instead of 1.1, obviously there's going to be more explosion that you didn't really account for in your data collection. Leaking bomb apparatus will screw up your explosion, kind of mess up your numbers, and not appropriately removing air from your bomb chamber. Any questions?